Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
I know he ain't done
like Ray, introduce yourself, my nigga. Like, what you just said? I just told you. Nah, I've been fucking with people like that. I've been fucking with people. Every time people, I'm like, well, I'm supposed to say, nigga. I'm like, go. What's good, everybody? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and this is the Culture Report. Let's go. Let's make some noise. And before I do, shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to Tote and Carry. Shout out to Yoko Vodka, and shout out to Two Loss, and shout out to you. Like, share, subscribe. I have to say that. I don't want to, but I have to. So that means you have to do it. So I got to stop saying it. Trust me, we'll get there eventually. But in the meantime, we have this show called The Culture Report, and it's not just about talking about subjects. It's talking about the culture, where we have people coming in that really understand like where the future is going for us. So I want y'all to welcome these brothers who I've been talking to, and they are brilliant. Let's welcome the Acre Boyzz.
Appreciate y'all.
And these guys, Ray and Jay. Yes, I want to say Ray J, but you know. Matter of fact, you know what? Jay and Ray. Let's do it like Jay and Ray. Exactly. So yeah, so let me just get the people to listen to some stuff. So these guys have, actually, you know what? I don't want to do it this justice. I just like the fact that these guys are out here teaching people who don't have the information how to own land, how to own and flip land, and I haven't heard of that. So immediately when Chastity told me about it, matter of fact, let's all give it up for Chastity.
Let's go, Chas. Let's go.
The minute Chastity told me about it, I was like very interested. I sat down with KG. I said, I don't know what it is, but I know we have to do something. And she was like, culture, like, let's do it. So for me, it's like, I just want to talk to you brothers because, matter of fact, let's give it up for KG too, because she comes here and works. I'm stomping the floor and shit.
I'm stuck. I said,
you gotta have a mic for that. I think the mic was like, all right, clap for me. Everybody, let him get his shit off so we can clap for yourself, nigga. Like, that's like masturbation, my nigga. Like, yeah, that's self-love, my nigga. We don't need that kind of pause. No, I don't pause. You pause, nigga. Right. You do the pause, and I don't pause. But for real though. But nah, seriously though, man. But like, I just sat with you brothers, and I thought y'all. I can't consider myself a superhero. Mm-hmm. I do, because I can really go out here and ravish the world if I want with all of what I know and make a whole lot of money, but no, it's not going to help nobody. To me, superheroes are people who know that they can do it for themselves, but they choose to do it for themselves and others. And to me, that's why I looked at y'all. So I just want to give... Let's clap for the Acre Boyzz. I just want to give y'all a superhero clap. Nah, y'all can't clap for it. Y'all can't clap for it. Y'all know Aaron shit happening here, man. Come on, Ray, you gotta let the clap. Like, let us clap for you.
Right.
Let's clap for the Acre Boyzz again. Let's do it. All right, now we got see, that's how you do it. Now you gotta receive it. Right. So what made y'all decide to go after this niche? Like, what was the trigger that made y'all see, like, yo, we got to do this? Because black people been hearing since I was born that we've been owed 40 acres in a fucking mule. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason I knew what acres was. I still know what a mule is.
Right.
Is that like a donkey?
Call it like a donkey, yeah.
Say 40 acres and a donkey, my nigga. That'd been a lot easier.
Right.
I don't know what to do with the donkey, but
there's actually a whole breakdown to the whole.
I was about to say, can y'all, as we get to the show, I'm gonna stop to have you educate me on why the 40 acres and a mule thing. But why'd y'all decide to be the Acre Boyzz? Like, what was the thought process?
Oh, Acre Boyzz, the thought process is you're taking two kids from urban neighborhoods, and we was just looking to do something constructive with ourselves, and we got tired of missing the mark, and so we decided to start to seek further information. We paid for some information. We took a seminar, and it made sense. Real estate, we had flipped the house or 5 in our time, and we was like, let's take it a step further. Yeah. And in that process, being taught the information, you know, we were just looking to make money in the beginning, like any other kid from the neighborhood. Exactly. And once we proved the concept that this actually works, and you know, I don't know if we want to just dive right into it.
I want to know how it works. By the way, I want to learn this shit for myself. Like
Right.
this is
Right.
like to me when I heard the way like because I'm actually like I think I told you guys I'm looking to buy land now,
sure,
and
for
my
sure.
guy is sending me land, but it's like. 600-700
Top of the market, right?
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, but I understand why. But I'm
for
also
sure.
like, there has to be a way, because like I ride down, it's Georgia. We see trees everywhere. It's like this is nothing but land. I'm like, there has to be a way that you can buy something and build what you want on it, and it just feels like it's one way, which is the expensive way, and it's y'all way. So I want to hear y'all way. I want to know that.
Gotcha.
So when we first came into the space, one of the first things that we learned was about auctions, tax auctions, right?
Yeah.
So across the country, if you own a piece of property, whether that's a house or whether that's land, millions of people neglect to pay their taxes yearly, and it's been an ongoing thing. This is not a new thing. This is an old game. First and foremost, real estate land is the first real estate transaction in the history of real estate. Was a piece of land, right? It comes from biblical terms. We all know how important it's on. We're actually sitting on it now, so we don't have to dive deep into how important it is to own land and things like that. So when we learned about the tax deed space, our mentors taught us, like, we're going to show you how to buy land for $50. So coming from where we come from, $50 is like, if we're paying more for sneakers and for things like that. So once we learned that and proved that you could actually buy land for $50, we bought hundreds and hundreds of pieces for $50, and we were able to turn around quickly and sell them for $2,500, $3,000, consistent. So I don't even know what the ROI is on that.
That sounds like a 500% growth to me.
For sure.
So once we dove into that space and saw that you can buy inexpensive land, we did it for X amount of time. We did it for like 2 years. We wanted to move to bigger pieces, and it's something. There's a connection with Black people in the word acres, and that's what we wanted. We wanted acres. So we decided to bring it to social, which we didn't do. And once we brought it to social, and people found out what we were doing, was said to us like, "Look, y'all doing yourself in the community and the culture a huge disservice if we don't put this out to let other people know that they could take advantage of this." Because in the space that when we learned about the tax deed space, it wasn't none of us in there. It was a class of 500 people, and we were just us two. Was the only two in there that looked like us. And we were buying for 500 and selling for 3,000. We were late on the game. Our mentors were buying for $50. We were buying for 50 and selling for 3. Our mentors were buying for $50 and selling for 10 grand a pop. And it's like, the list is so long. This is ongoing, and it's like, for our people, for them to have an $8,500 flip, that's changing some lives and circumstances overnight. And we could all afford $50, $100, $200, and so it just started. This for us, it was just like, let's bring it to social. Let's see how it does.
Let's respond.
How people responded to it, and it was overwhelming. Because it just makes sense. You can own a piece of dirt.
That's what I'm saying. It was like
Piece of the earth. For sure.
But let me ask you. So owning a piece of the earth. So hold on. I got played when I was in 5th grade. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you. When I heard Acre Boyzz, first thing I thought was like, when I was in 5th grade, Miss Plotka class, we raised Miss Plotka. We raised $2,500. Cap was a part of that classroom. We all raised $2,500 to buy 5 acres. No, $250 to buy 5 acres in the rainforest.
Okay.
And we raised that fucking money as a kid. We worked our ass off to get that money.
That money, right.
And we were supposed to own them acres.
Right.
And they ain't give us no fucking paperwork, man. We was in 5th grade.
No deed,
I really
no
want to know what the
nothing,
fuck happened to them acres that we were supposed to have bought. Because I want my motherfucking acres.
Yeah, for sure.
There was 30 of us.
They owe you.
But I want my little 1/5 of an acre on land. I really want that. So I'm asking that because I'm really saying, like, who decides who owns a land? Like, isn't that interesting? Like, who decides who owns the land?
Well, like my partner was saying, it's one of those crazy things, because what happens is the state, if you don't pay your taxes, they're going to take the land back. So at that point that they take the land back, they own the land at that point.
So you have to pay tax. Every piece of land in the world, in America, is assigned to a assignee,
right? To an owner, whoever's the owner of that property,
and that owner then has to pay taxes on it.
Yes,
and if they don't pay taxes on it, you can buy it for the taxes and then hold it until they either pay you back with interest or you, after a while, it becomes yours because they didn't pay their taxes?
Well, here's the thing, right? They got a couple of different strategies that they are. They have non-redemption states, and they have redemption states. What you're referring to is a redemption state. So there are particular states where you can go ahead and pay the taxes, and the owner has up to about 3-6 months, whatever, to come back and pay you back plus interest.
Exactly.
But basically, the areas that we focus on non-redemption states. So as soon as we buy that property, we get the deed as far as the ownership on that property.
So non-redemption state. So is Georgia a redemption state?
Georgia
is a dual state. Georgia's a dual state, meaning that it starts off as a tax lien, and then there's a period that the owner has to come back and pay the property taxes on it, and then it turns into a tax deed.
So what are the places that aren't redemption states?
You got 31 states that's not.
That's what y'all. He Jay lining up. He like, we know what we got.
Yeah, so those are tax deed states, and that's what you want to. Well, it all depends on your end game, right? I mean, and it depends on who you are and what kind of money that you have to play with. You may want to focus on tax liens if you're a well-to-do guy. A lot of the bigger guys that have money, they focus on tax lien states because they can go and buy a property for piece of land or a house for $200,000. The property may be worth $500,000. In Texas, they're paying up to 26% on the return on your money. So if you put $200,000 out in Texas for a property, they'll pay you 26% on top of the $200,000. The problem is for most people, which we try to focus on, entry level people that don't, newcomers to this space, they don't have $200,000 to put out. So we try to find some of the most inexpensive places, like i.e. paying $100 for. Right now, the cheapest places that we're finding is $250, $500. We all can find a quick $500.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Aaron came with a checkbook.
Right.
Who I write the money to, I need that.
For sure.
He wants to build 100 stores of his thrift store. Like, I already know. AP.
All right, see, a lot of people get excited when they hear these numbers, right? They just hear numbers, but what's the caveat to that? For every positive, there's a negative, right? So the negative about that is that these are not going to be, it's not going to be in Malibu. It's not going to be on Melrose Place. It's going to be in some of the worst places. Those $50 properties that we were buying, they were in Little Rock, Arkansas. But the thing is, it's land. People live there. Those people want to buy where they live at. So there's always going to be a market for you to sell it at, and the highest use and the most desired person that will want it is the people in the neighborhood.
For sure.
So how many? Give me some examples of stories from people who have learned from you guys. Like, 'cause you guys have made like some crazy stuff happen.
For sure. For sure. So when you were talking about that, right, we have people that came inside of the curriculum. They bought a property for $500 and they sold it for $3,000. Other people, we talk about a guy, Seiko Williams, who's in our program. He bought a tax deed property in Michigan. He bought that property for $3,500, worth $50,000. So it's just one of those kind of things where, here's the thing, right? Here's the caveat.
I think Aaron need to sit down right here. Aaron is so into this interview right now. Like, I'm like, Aaron, you want to sit there? I'll sit there. He like, wait, get their contact. Nigga, they on the show. Make sure you get their contact for me. I'm like, they're right here, bro. Like, he's like, I love it. Let's go.
For sure. You know the crazy part about this is, right, everybody familiar with the term your environment is your ceiling, right?
Absolutely.
If you are not around people who are growing and showing you how to build, you're going to condemn to what you see. Because typically you're going to mimic and model what you see. If you're around hustlers, 9 times out of 10 you become hustlers. But 9 times out of 10 if you're around people that's moving and shaking in different areas, you tend to mimic and model those things. So that's why part of the curriculum was born, to help people mimic and model a proven concept that is already working. It's like plugging into an existing ecosystem that has already been figured out, because a lot of people think the cheat code to all of this stuff is, right, some people will take the time to figure this stuff out on their own, right? It might take you 5 or 6 or 7 years. But why, once you plug into something that already works? The number one thing, we always talk about this, right? Clear. I'm not quite sure everybody here, when you travel, use Clear, whatever the case may be. The number one thing that Clear does is condense time frames, right? So the people who are sitting on a security line, don't matter if they've been there an hour and a half, whatever the case may be, the Clear takes you right to the front of the line. That's exactly what mentorship does. It makes you skip all of those steps, all the bumps, the bruises, all of those different kind of things, and takes you to your desired result a lot faster. That's really what it is, I
love that you said that. I want to focus on something I think is important to talk about that I know we've never talked about, but I know frustrates you guys, is our community's desire to have nice things, but not our desire to learn the information that keeps the nice things coming forever. So I'm only saying it to say this, that I love how you spoke about mentorship and how much is needed, but how much is available to me is the part that is weird, that is so much I mean, like literally, bro, when we got out of, I don't know how old you guys are, but I know, you know, we're old enough to remember the times when you got out of high school and you didn't really know, you know, like what you wanted to do. And it was like, go to college. And it was almost like career day was the only time that we knew that you can, I mean, of course you knew firemen, policemen, you know, but you know, lawyers, doctors, but you didn't. But what about those businessmen or those businesswomen who have found the white space in their market and made it and can take over, really can. You guys can take everything you know and buy America and then be 70 years old and saying, let's talk about how these two brothers were using this to buy, and they own 300,000 acres in America. Like y'all could easily do that, but y'all are like, yeah, but that would be selfish.
For sure.
We got to show our people how to do this.
For sure.
But I know it has to be frustrating because when you start, if I say, here goes something for free, everybody shows up, right? It has no value, but it's free. Right. And then I say, here's something of value that you can actually pay for that can change your life. Like, why do you think people don't? What do you think? Because you guys obviously, and I'm asking you that because all three of us, coming from the backgrounds we came from, all three of us had a moment where we woke up.
Absolutely.
And I'm just asking, like, why is nobody else waking the fuck up?
Right.
I think.
Why is it hard to wake people up? Like, why is it hard to wake people up?
Right.
I think you got to be the change that you want to see.
Yeah.
First and foremost, when it comes to land, this is not a sexy space, right? It's dirt that we're dealing with. When we brought it to social, that's why we thought long and hard of how do we present this. That's hence the name Acre Boyzz. I come from music background, so I know the people need to see something that they relate to.
Yeah.
So when we first started doing it, we started putting things and we threw instrumentals behind it to make it have some type of appeal to it. I think the look of it, me and him, we try to keep ourselves in fairly decent shape. You make sure that our hairline is still
That's
here.
important.
Holding on.
You gotta look like your shit's together.
Right. You gotta look.
That's one thing. That's one thing about my people.
Right.
And it's funny because I'll go into these other spaces. Like not, I want to say white spaces, but spaces that where it's people who I would never interact with unless someone invited me to that room.
For sure.
And when you go in that room, you just start looking around and you like, and I know, of course, like I said, I see the watch. I see the watch. I see the watch. You got, and I like to tell my white counterparts, I have to do this. Because I have to let people who come from where I'm from know I haven't forgotten where I'm from, because I know that everybody, I remember when I was a kid, I wanted a chain. So a nigga that got a chain on, how you get that? Show me how to get that. Like that's more to confess. So you walk in a white space, they looking like, okay, he's wearing his money. Well, we have to wear our money differently.
And you know what's crazy about what you just said? A lot of times, if you don't have those things, whether it be the car, the watch, whatever the case may be, a lot of times, unfortunately, coming from our culture, a lot of people won't listen to you.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's almost like they have to be attracted to you for something.
We all have to wear half a uniform. White people too, everybody does. You can't, I mean, like, we communicate more than we think we do. Like, don't think because you have on that hat or have on those shades that we don't see that you're covering something. And it might be just, it might be just a bad hair day. It might be just, or it might be my style, whatever it is, but you communicate.
For sure.
Because there are thousands of hats you could have wore, but you wore that one. Like, there's thousands, you know what I mean? So for me, like, that's why I wanted to do this with you guys, because I'm so tired of the narrative of black people saying, man, we just, opportunity, if we could just get it. We don't have the opportunities that others, it is like, yes, the fuck you do. Yeah. You got guys like yourself, you got guys like Earn Your Leisure, you got guys, like Neo, like you got guys out here who are like, hey, but they're also saying, hey, since I did the research, I'm gonna charge you something because it took me 3 years to gather all of this to give it to you where you can get it in 3 weeks. So that's worth something. But and then another thing is that, why, not to go off, but it's like, why? Like I always tell people, I built a pool for my kids before I bought a Rolex watch. I bought a Benz for my mother before I bought a chain, because there are certain things that you have to do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I paid my house off because I just was like, I don't think I should have a house like this and not own it with these cars in it. I want, like, you know what I'm trying to say is like,
for sure.
E40 has a famous thing. He said, don't buy an $80,000 crib before you buy a house.
Right.
I heard that shit when I was 13 years old, and that shit always sticks in my head.
Right.
We always have those. They don't know they mentoring you. Those Jay-Z's, E40s, you know, like just those niggas who get money. LaRussell, even like who get money and show you how to. Don't do that. I did that. Let me show you. You know what I'm saying? Let me try to skip the line.
Right. You know what's the most powerful about what you're saying? You see, before, back in the days when we was growing up, like there was no internet.
Yeah.
Like now it's easy to tap. YouTube is a university now.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't really understand that. They're using it to do all kind of different things, but anything that you want to tap into is there.
Yeah.
The mentorship is there. So I don't care if you're talking about whether you want to do stocks, Forex, crypto, whatever the case may be, the information is there and those systems were available. But what was happening back in those days in the time when was it there? If you weren't privy to those a lot of the conversations that's even being had now, you wouldn't be privy to them at all.
Without the internet and social media. That's the part where I'm like, you have no, because when we wanted to do it, we had to figure it out. You don't even have to figure it out no more. You could just ask Google.
That's right.
How do I buy acres for $50? They might send them right to you guys. You see what I'm trying to say? Now Google,
it's different things.
I think because we have so easy access that we're fucking up and we're not taking advantage. And I would say this to anybody that watches this: if you spend money on clothes, you spend money on cars, you spend money on jewelry. Listen, I got all that shit too.
Right.
But if you ain't spending the first dollar on investing in yourself, you're telling the universe and God that stuff to me is more important than me.
That part.
Like dog, I believe I had to obviously have investments, but I was invested heavily in crypto. Like heavily. I'm talking about like pancake swap. I'm talking about like motherfucking crypto. They like this is .0.0000001, but we think if it gets to a penny, you're gonna be a billionaire. Like I was putting thousands on all of that shit. Like, for sure. I mean, I think my biggest crypto portfolio at the height of it all, it had to be about 450K. And then obviously crypto hit its peak, and then it just went down, and then it got to like 90K. And I remember thinking like, man, I'm gonna wait for it to get up to 100. And I was like, I was thinking I'm gonna wait till it get back up to 400. And I was like, man, Saray, you got needs for your business, investment needs, employee needs, help needs, but you rather sit that money on these crypto because you believe more in what they're gonna do than you believe what you could do with the money. I pulled all the fucking money out. I just left, I think at the time, I just left like $23,000 in there for one Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Just because I was like, I need the money, but I don't need it. I just was kind of like, why am I betting on, it was offensive to me.
For sure.
To me, like, I'm like, nigga, how you spending more money on, we don't understand how many times we tell the world, him over me. Him over me. We don't realize we do that. And that's why I took my money out, and it was like, and by the way, it got me through a couple of months of like just like overhead bills, studio, like just business costs.
Sure.
But I felt so good about it. Because I was like, I'm betting on me.
For sure.
And whatever happens, I'm cool with that. Because I'm a bet on myself.
For sure.
And that shit just changed how I saw the world. So now when I'm like about to go out and I'm about to spend money, I'm like obviously I like nice shit, but I'm like, Ray, you really gonna spend $29,000 on that watch because you want it, when you got people like the Acre Boyzz saying, man, if you just $20,000, you could buy 100 acres and then flip. So it's like Ray, what's your choice? You're gonna buy the jewelry, and to me it's like I have to tell. And by the way, the way I've solved it is I tell myself that, Ray, you believe in the Acre Boyzz more than you believe in you, or you believe in him more than you believe in you. You believe in them more than you believe in you, because if you believed in you, nigga, you will do everything that you could do for them to help them win, for yourself to help yourself win.
Real talk.
And like to me, it's like, that's why I wanted to talk to you guys, because I see two black men who found a route, and it's like, we're gonna help everybody with this. And it's like, nigga, if we don't rally behind y'all, Like if we don't, y'all niggas need TV shows. Like,
Right.
and you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna call out places like BET,
Okay.
places like Revolt, that seem to only want to give, not Revolt, but BET, only want to give the salacious, the ignorant, the over dramatic shit to our people, like knowing that that's not gonna help us. When they can say, let's just give 30 minutes to the Acre Boyzz and watch these brothers go out and change lives. Like, imagine how different those channels would be.
For sure.
And you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
I just had to say that because it's like, y'all
For
niggas
sure.
should be on TV doing what y'all doing. Like those two twin white boy brothers where one got a beard.
But
they support,
HGTV,
like
all that,
we
for
should
sure.
be supporting
For
y'all.
sure.
And that's why we don't have shit, because
sure.
when we have infrastructure, we chase whatever's working rather than, I randomly, but I run music for Jordan Peele.
Yes, sir.
Like, I don't know if you know what that is,
Yeah,
but
for
he's
sure.
like
That's
the biggest black director.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
for
I
sure.
run his music endeavors, and they were telling me something in a meeting, and I hope Jamal doesn't get mad at me, but he says, we don't talk down to our audience. We talk up. We talk up to our audience. We don't try to make you figure it out. I mean, we don't try to give you the obvious. Oh, we see Donnie go, oh.
Right.
I was like, Donnie's mad.
Right,
we know
right,
that
right.
because he just did that.
He just did it, right,
we
right.
don't want to give you that. We're
Right.
going to give you the subtleties and let you figure it out yourself. And I think that's why, even though you got people like Will Packer, you got Tyler Perry, you got all these guys, but I think that's why when they say Jordan Peele, the audience goes, let me see what that is.
Right.
Because I know he's
For
going to
sure.
challenge my thinking.
Absolutely.
Rather than just giving me some man in a dress saying, what y'all want to do? I got a gun. It's like,
Yeah,
of
for
course,
sure.
of course we could do that as black people.
For sure.
That's part of us. I mean, obviously, I love Martin. I'm no disrespect to that.
Yeah, for sure.
But why are we not giving them the same voice as we're giving the voices to you? I just don't get it.
Yeah, for sure. I was listening to something before we came over here. This guy was saying, he was like, when it comes to investing, he said a lot of people invest in the S&P 500. He said, I invest in the S&Me 500. Hit me, right? Let me tell you what he said, because the biggest investment that you're ever going to make is inside of yourself.
And by the way, the biggest investment is not just by yourself. The biggest investment is your time, your energy, learning, applying.
Right.
Don't just how are you not, I'm for the life of me, if you got some hustle in you, how are you not rich in 2024? It is too easy. But the hard part is you got to bet.
Right.
You gotta bet. You gotta believe. You gotta
But
believe in
you
yourself.
got to bet, though, because you can believe in yourself and still go work for somebody.
For sure.
That part.
You could believe. I'd be like, but my mind is like, if I have a skill, and you guys actually bro, I gotta just say this because it's important. If I had a skill, and I don't do everything in my power to make sure that I and my family benefit from that skill.
Right.
I don't care what the skill is. Like, it don't have to be high level shit. It can just be you like cleaning. Okay, why would you go be a janitor instead of starting a cleaning service?
Right.
Like, you eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too easy.
Yeah.
Like, literally, technology has fucking altered the world.
Right.
Where now, man, you tell me 15, 20 years ago, man, it's an app, man, where you just press a button, somebody gonna pick you up in their car. You in my car?
Yeah.
Or somebody could rent a room in your house, in my house? But now we all are connected.
Right, for sure.
So
all of us.
So
Yeah.
it's like, nigga, the connection is why we should be focusing on, okay, how can I connect to you? Like, it's like a job is a waste of time. It is a waste. Now, a career is not a waste of time,
Right,
but
right.
let me get on them career people.
Right.
Unless even if you're a doctor, you can have your own practice. A lawyer, you can have your own practice. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's
Sure,
like, dog,
absolutely,
like I don't give a, it's no
Absolutely.
job. Even, like, I got a homegirl that literally runs a lunch, lunch ladies? Like, she runs programs for the lunch lady, and she's an entrepreneur. She doesn't dress like a lunch lady. She does none of that. Like, and she's she's killing it, just
Right.
like serving lunches to kids.
Right.
At schools when I guess the lunch ladies aren't available. Like, you could find that space.
Right.
And if you're listening, the space is right here. You have to
sure.
find it. I'm talking
It's
to the
there.
space.
Yeah.
But y'all gotta listen.
For sure. Do you think that, like, as far as that service part you were talking about, do you think that somewhere in our DNA, based off of what's happened to us,
For sure.
that we're just related to like a service kind of thing, and that's what we cling to because it's in our DNA kind of thing?
Yes,
because we've done it for so long. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you brought that up. We don't talk enough about how shit. What's good, everybody? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and if you were wondering who this beautiful woman sitting next to me is my sister Tiffany Daniels Sy. Let's give it up for my sister. Everybody can clap. This is good. And my sister she's the most talented person in the family, and we started a family business, a signature scent company. So if you like smoke a lot of weed in your car and you want to get the scent out, you have to check out these scents. I know guys that use it for the weed. I know people that use it for cologne, and everywhere they go to get compliments. We make candles. We make
room sprays. We got them in kits. So if you want to buy something for your loved one or anybody that you care about, hit us up, LorraineCo.com.
And we're going to put the website at the bottom of it. But support this black business, support this black woman, and order, I promise you guys. As a matter of fact, use the word gods, and we'll give you 15% off. I just made that up, so if my sister's face looks crazy, don't get mad at her. I'll eat that. But guys, when I tell you this shit is incredible, you really should check this out.
The best scents ever.
LorraineCo.com. And we'll put it at the bottom of the screen. Thank you.
Thanks.
Has been passed down.
Generation to generation.
Because I know y'all had to probably do it, because I know I definitely had to do it. I had to change everything that I was taught as a kid.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
I had to unlearn that and start over. So for me, it's like, I do agree, but it's like, I didn't want to work for Delta.
For sure.
I didn't want to make $60,000 a year in 10 years, or $80,000 now because of inflation, or maybe if it's 100, I didn't want to make $100,000 a year running bags.
Right.
Like, I feel like I could do way more with myself than, even now, like, imagine me with this brain, this thought process out there running bags instead of trying to help run the world.
For sure. Absolutely.
Well, same thing here. I mean,
I see that. That's what I'm talking about. I already know it's y'all. It's like, why would I do that?
For sure.
You gotta expose yourself to things that's gonna stretch you. And once you get stretched, especially if it's somebody that you can relate to that looks like you start to believe. And I think this is important that we have in this conversation, so people can see something, or people that they can relate to and say, yo, look, y'all selling what? You're doing land? Oh, we can do land? Yeah, because we talk, we have the same vernacular, the same speech, the same tone. You look just like me. So if I could do it, Jay he was a garbage man. I was a stagehand. It's
Really?
like, if we can do it,
yes, sir.
Man, all right, that nigga was a garbage man, my nigga. That is a man that said, it's more to this.
Yeah. That's a man that said enough.
And stage, it's like enough, and that enough doesn't come with anger. It doesn't come with frustration. It comes with clarity.
For sure.
Because if you really know what you need to do, you're never mad.
For sure.
Like, dog, there's not a day that I'm frustrated since there hasn't been a day that, I mean, obviously you're frustrated with things that happen. Like, why would that person do that? But like, I was clear when it was over.
Right.
I didn't go to sleep with it.
Right.
I was clear when it was over, because I realized that everything that's wrong in my life or right in my life is my decision.
For sure.
So if somebody did something I didn't like, I either could let them do it next time or stop them. So once you realize how much control you have over life, you start becoming way more responsible about how you carry it. Like, I'm not doing that because I know how that goes. You know what I mean? Like, so I had drama last night with my family, and I was like, you know what? I can't do that. You do that. Because if I do that, I'm going to do this, and that might change everybody's life.
That's right.
You can tell
you go do that. Get it clear. I'll do that after you. Because just kind of knowing the process, what you need to do. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
You've been through some form of transformation.
Yeah.
And that's what has to happen. It's not by chance that we're having success in this in what we're doing. We had to stop doing a lot of things. We had to pretty much start from ground zero.
Yeah.
And not from financially, just from a spiritual standpoint.
Yeah.
We had to re-educate ourselves. I hadn't read a whole book previous to me and him moving in this land space. Now we done read so many books that I can't count. Not just reading them, applying the things and the lessons that you're learning from these things. Everything, we were talking earlier about why we don't do things. It's always been here. I mean, it was in the library. Library cards was free. You couldn't give us one.
But here's the thing. You walked in a library, you saw 3,000 books, and now you don't know where to start. Y'all ain't that.
Right.
Y'all are the section in the library.
Right there.
Y'all don't even have to motherfucking read as
Right.
much. You have to listen. It's just no excuse.
No talk. No excuses. No
Well,
excuses.
yeah, it's truly not no excuse. And let's just start where we are. Let's start where we are. Let's start today. This is what it looks like. This is what land ownership looks like. This could be you. Sure, can you buy it for $500? Sure. Can you buy 260 acres? We just don't talk about inexpensive land. We've done much bigger deals as well.
Yeah.
One of our mentees, she just had her first $100,000 month, which is a huge thing for us. So I didn't,
sure.
you know, when I was on my job, I only made $100 a year. She had 100,000 in 1 month.
Yeah.
So salute to her. Information on us, execution on us, on
Yeah.
her. She took the information and she ran with it and she done something with it. So there's so much that could be done in this space. We talk about the 40 acres and the mule. Yeah, that was a real thing. The 40 acres.
So
and
how
the
did
mule.
that come about? Can you explain us like the 40 acres? I mean, what like how did like you said the history of that?
They promised to give us 40 acres and a mule.
Who's
and
they?
did. The government. People
Aaron,
that
remember
don't
that
look
shit. Aaron
like
goes,
us.
them bitch ass
He
niggas.
said, "Quick, go."
Okay, so the government promises us 40 acres and a mule, and they never delivered on it.
They
Well,
delivered
obviously.
on it, just not to us. They gave 40 acres out to each white male individual in their family, and they gave them a mule in the form of a nigger.
Oh wow, that's why they call it a
Bang, bang.
mule. Shit, I didn't know that. Damn.
Sure.
Well, you guys are here to help us get our 40 acres. We don't want no motherfucking mules.
For sure.
So we ain't gonna be no mules either. So
sure.
so how if you can give us obviously like I know they're like here's the cover page
Right.
and then I know under it is like detailed like as a motherfucker. But if you can give me the cover of like how someone can win, like how does that look like for a student like the woman that said you made $100,000 in 1 month? Like what did she do if you don't mind sharing, or the most you feel comfortable sharing without telling her?
If I could write it down to you and email it, I'll give it to everybody because I know, and I hate to say this because only the right mind is gonna do something with it anyway.
Yeah.
You can give them the game. If you ain't ready to receive it, you ain't gonna do nothing with it anyway. We had people on social that has bought properties that's not inside of my program just based off the free game that we provide. This is not. I don't own the land. Half of America, 47% is undeveloped, vacant, and available. I don't own it. I can't buy all of it in a lifetime. So I don't mind giving it to you for absolutely free. None of it is gonna stop what my mission is and what God has for me. You can't stop that. So I'm not worried about
actually. It
giving up.
actually elevates you because now you're the face of it.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
And that's what I think people don't get
sure.
the importance of
sure.
that. Like
sure.
you're the face of it. So that's why I tell everybody you should have a pod. You should have a community. I don't give a fuck if it's 80 people.
Yeah,
Who
for sure.
cares?
For sure.
Be the face of something, known as something, and it gradually grows. And then it's like, man, like I always like it's all branding. When I think about purple, what's the first person popping your head? Purple.
Right.
Prince.
Prince.
Yeah. First person, yeah.
So I'm trying to say
Yeah.
at the brand he owns that. So I'm just
Right.
like, you gotta brand it.
Right, for sure.
You gotta own
For
it.
sure,
You gotta
own
be
it,
the
right.
guy when it's like, man, I
Right.
wanna buy some acres, man. I want a Acre Boyzz.
Right.
See what I'm
Well,
trying
we
to
knew
say?
we was coming to sit on the couch with you today. We could have put a Gucci shirt on,
Right.
but we wanted to come branded.
Right,
And
with our own
so
thing.
when you
I love that.
you don't
Right, right.
make a
I wish I would have bought one for me. I would have wore it too. Like,
I know, right?
Aaron, like, yeah, I could. Aaron could get it, put up the logo on his shirt.
Right, large, right.
But yeah, I definitely like. That's why I wanted to talk to you. So how, like, if you give cliff notes on how, like, how does if I'm 5 years old, like, how does someone flip an acre?
Simple. First, you need to know where you want to buy it at, right? You target it first. Then second, you need to know who owns it, right? We'll show you exactly who owns it. Everyone that owns property, it comes with a parcel number, right? Your house has a parcel number.
A parcel number.
A parcel. PARCE.
Oh, PA, like the mail.
Yeah.
Right.
Every house, every piece of land is assigned identifying number, and The name is a parcel number or APN, and you need to know who's the owner. Like when you say you drove down, you're driving down, you see all this vacant land. Only reason that people don't know what to do with it or how to buy it is because they don't know who owns it. Once you know who owns it, you then can send them an offer to buy it.
Through how? Like
Direct mail, which in 2024, unbeknownst to most people, direct mail is the most effective way to send out an offer. The open rate of direct mail is 95 in between 95 and 97%.
So you send them a direct mail saying, I want to buy your property. Do you send it? Is there an offer in it? Are you saying, are you interested? Do you say,
There's an offer in it.
Contact us? Like, is
Offer in
it?
it. Offer in it, yeah.
There's an offer in it. There's your contact information in it. So most people think, driving for dollars became popular. We don't drive for dollars. We don't beg anybody to buy their land. We don't email them to death.
Yeah.
We simply send them an offer. We send out a lot of offers, 20,000 offers a month. That's why we buy a lot of land. People call us when
so
they're
y'all
ready
send out
to.
20,000 pieces of mail, physical pieces of mail a month?
Sure.
Like, is that like on AI? Is it, or is it like?
It's companies.
It's a company. It's a company. We're
handles
not,
this
we're
for
not
you.
doing it. Yeah, it's
Y'all
a
niggas,
company.
his tongues ain't driving.
It's a company.
So what is your conversion rate from that?
It could be. It all depends on what our objective is and what we. Clearly, the higher you offer, the more you'll buy. You understand?
right.
We like to buy land for 25 to 30% on the dollar.
Of what is worth, and where do you figure out where it's worth?
Run comps. We check comps.
No.
and-
So you check. So I know this sounds crazy, but how would you run comps? Like, is it like all these websites? Is
Yeah,
it like?
for sure.
the-
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't know. Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really
for sure, like all the way down. So there's a website that anybody can use. With a simple one. It's called Zillow, right? So
Yeah.
let's just say I'm targeting an area that we're interested in 5-acre properties. I see that those 5-acre properties are worth $100,000, right?
So when you compare comps, are you comparing the comps of the houses? Are you factoring what's on the property, or are you just factoring the land?
Just land.
Just land. That's it.
Okay, so it's nothing on the property.
Nothing on the property. It's just raw vacant land, right? So,
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
So basically, we look in a 5-acre example, it's worth $100,000, right? Our offer that's going to be inside of that mail is going to be 25 to 30% on the dollar. So let's just say
25,000. You said
25, 30,000.
So
somewhere
you
in
say,
there.
hey, with Acre Boy, we want to buy your land, 25K.
Right.
We can have it closed out in 30 days.
The beauty of it is we can buy it for whatever we want to. We're in control.
Right.
Yes.
So if we say we want it, like for you want acres right now in a specific area, right? In the area that you want it in, you're not going to get it for 25% on the dollar. It's just not going to happen.
Why?
Because the more desired the area, the
Is it?
more.
But what if you don't? What if you want a county or a town, and you don't care where the area is because you like isolation? Does that matter?
For sure.
Sure, it does.
Yeah.
Sure. Closer you are to the city, the
Yeah.
higher the prices.
Yeah.
We specialize in rural vacant land, rural markets. The further away you are from the city, it's a little more less desirable, so the price goes down, right?
Yeah.
You're going to find more catches. You're going to have more wins in these spaces. And rural vacant land is so important. I definitely want to spend some time on that because rural vacant land is where they're going next.
Exactly.
I.e. Atlanta, we're in Atlanta now, so just study Atlanta over the last 10 to 15 years.
I know.
It has always pushed out. It will continue to push out. We just don't know that we should be pushing out with it and
Or where
getting
to
in
push out
front
to.
of it, right? All right, get in front of it so we own it. Once you own it, instead of letting them continue to go build subdivisions, you go build your own subdivision.
I love that you said that. Let's stay right there. How do you know? Because I get everything you're saying. Now, how do you figure out the planning? Because I know that they're planning that is public info, but only certain people know that info because they probably know where to get it from. So like for example, like I remember my boy told me, like, it was too late when I found out, but he was like, yo, put your money in the Gulch. But because now that's just 4 years before they announced what they're about to build at the Gulch.
Right.
They just announced it maybe like 2-3 months ago. We're gonna build this whole city in the Gulch. And my man was
Development plan.
Yes, the development plans. That's
Right,
what I mean.
right,
Like,
right.
how do you find development plans for that county? How?
Forget their development plans.
Yes.
Right? Just study what the area has done, right? If you study Atlanta, if you study this surrounding area for the past 15, 20 years, it has consistently pushed out further and further.
When you say push out,
further.
meaning
Outskirts of the city of Atlanta.
Right,
Like
right.
you got the
well,
city
it always
of Atlanta.
felt like that, but now we talking Atlanta. It feels like now they're focusing on the city, but it feels like big corp is now taking over. So now you have a Google building, you have Microsoft here, you have fucking Rivian just built something here, Amazon is setting up here. See all these people setting up here, and it feels like it's big company, big idea. So I'm looking at it like how. So it's like you can't do that. So it's like, how do you like? Say if I'm like I'm from Atlanta, I'm from Old National. Old National ain't got there yet. So I'm like, how do I go to Old National and buy land? Like, because now mind you, it might not be 35 on the dollar, it might be 60%. But I know in 4 years, just that 60% is going to be 600% increase. That's what I'm like. How do you do that? Like, how do you find that?
One or two, you'll find it the same way as we mentioned about just finding out who's the owner of it and negotiating the deal with them, right? Now, Old National is going to be super expensive. So if
the area, but I'm from the area, so I know. So like, I give an example. Where Rick Ross' house is now, it was Holyfield's house.
Yep.
That is the first, as that's literally like the corner where Fayetteville is, where I live, and Old National is where I grew up, right? So Holyfield House became the house the property that set the tone for Fayetteville.
For the whole thing, right? Gotcha.
For Fayetteville.
Gotcha.
That's why I wanted to live in Fayetteville, because that's where the affluent black people live. Like the black people that's not like trying to count your pockets, because they already come from money and they just,
For sure.
you know what I mean? Compared to where I lived off Camp Creek, it was like, I was a stripper lived next door. Ain't no, my next door neighbor is a famous actress, and my other neighbor is the CFO of Chick-fil-A. It's like,
right, for sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say in
for
Fayetteville,
sure.
but that's why I wanted to be there.
Was it always like that?
I moved to Atlanta in 91. When I moved to Atlanta in 91, but it was funny because Holyfield House was not the big one it is now. It was another one on the property. He wound up giving that one to his mother and building the big white one that everybody is in right now. But he owned all the property. So I'll be looking at that. I'm like, and mind you, I live there and I ride by and I see a neighborhood being built right by his house. I'm like, fuck, why I ain't think about that?
Right.
See,
So like, how do you even know to think about that?
just
How do I
said
even
it.
know that that's the
See,
opportunity?
this is
Right.
what we're trying to spark the mind.
I love that.
to do.
Right.
My mind is
because
sparked.
Yeah.
Tell me how to do it.
most of us don't think that we can build a new neighborhood. New neighborhoods pop up.
Can we do that?
Of course you can.
We should build a neighborhood together.
You can.
No, I'm talking us three. I got a fourth person, my man, and I want to is my boy. He because he's a person I'm a commissioner to build my house, but he builds neighborhoods. But he literally is moving to Atlanta.
Right.
I used to manage him. He's moving to Atlanta. He's like, bro, I'm coming to Atlanta. I'm coming with you. He's like, bro, like with your influence, we should be buying land, building neighborhoods. And I'm like, how do we do that?
That's a fact.
Why?
That's a fact.
But I'm also. It goes back to what we spoke about in my office yesterday.
Yes, sir.
The crew, the pairing of.
Yep.
I think that should be something that we should look into. How can we build, like, you know how powerful that'd be if we go from this show to 2 years, 3 years from now to having a fucking neighborhood, and we can show where the inception started. Shows like, damn, these brothers, because a lot of people be thinking like everything is intentional.
Right.
Like, how'd you do that? Sometimes you just got to get in the room and say, damn, I know what you could do. I know what you can do. I know what I can do. But what could we do together?
Together.
Because now I can boom mine. You can do yours. We can understand it. You know what I'm trying to say? But like,
For sure.
bro, like, and that's another reason why I started this show. I didn't start this show for the views. I started this show for the conversation.
Sure.
Because I'm smart enough to know that you have to want this info.
For sure.
You have to be like starving for it. And also, it's a lot of other misinfo out there.
For sure.
So that's why, I love this. 'Cause I'm like,
Right.
hey, brother, I've been talking for 2 years now online, and ain't one salacious bad Ray fuck me, nothing even from 2006 come out.
Right.
You know, it's like, because I'm talking, I'm like, I'll be the first person to attack if I'm being honest with you.
Right.
Sure.
And then not. So it's kind of like, I'm just catching it. And
sure.
as you guys are talking, and I want to do something with you guys and us and Chastity, but I'm like, what would be doper than us coming together, get Ant, my boy, y'all do the land, Ant does this, I bring the resources from the city that we might need, and we just put our resources together and we build a neighborhood. And I think, and I know the right people in the city to call to say, this is what we want to do, and they'll like the story so much that they'll work with us to do it.
To get behind it, right?
To get behind it, because maybe we build a neighborhood for a community for someone, like something very niche. Like Like how you know how like got the Hard Rock Hotel and it's like you go in there and it's music, it's a big guitar. Like imagine if there was a neighborhood and it was like, I don't know, like it was called the Peppermint. Peppermint Club.
You can call it
and then,
what you
but I'm saying, but think about it. But call it the Peppermint Club, but every house in the neighborhood is white and black or black and white.
Right.
Just shit that's like shit that's like I live in the
dope,
Peppermint.
but,
Just sexy shit.
Right.
That's what
That'll
we
go
can do.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Peppermint is dope.
I might want to take that part out the show.
That's crazy.
I'm not first time ever saying that. But like that's how
you
that's
saying
how,
that somebody gonna do it.
Yeah, we don't want nobody to do this.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. So let's take that part out.
Right.
We can build a neighborhood is cool, but leave that Peppermint.
Right.
Cause I'm in my mind I'm thinking like cause in my mind I'm thinking like I'm like neighborhoods could have themes.
For sure.
And niggas want to live in themes in neighborhood. Like it's like the tiny house neighborhood.
They got themes though.
Yeah, no, they do, but I'm talking about urban thought process.
Listen,
things.
this is why we want to bring this to us because we bring the sauce.
And
we make it
bring
sexy.
the sauce
We make
to
it
it.
sexy.
You know, we should
culture, everything. We make it sexy.
And you know what we should do? We should open it up to my community and y'all community if they want to invest.
For sure. For sure.
Like just like, and I'm talking about like give it to them raw, like shares, like $100 a share. I know it don't feel like a lot,
started in our community where we have an investment.
We have to do that, and I
sure.
feel like I know the other side who can do it, and my man is like he the shit. Like like when I was telling him I'm gonna build a house, and I was like I listed all the shit I wanted, and I'm just thinking I'm like, man, I could do it for this much. And I remember I said I want to build it for $3 million, and he was like, nah, you could do that for 2.3.
Right.
I'm like, that's why I want to work with you, because you could have easily said I could do it for $3 million.
Yeah, no problem.
He easily said that. He was like, nah, you 2.3 million. He was like, bro, I want to build your house because I want to work with you.
Right.
I want to build houses with you. But I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So he's looking at sides of town, but I'm like, what better than you guys?
Right.
Like imagine if we really put our heads together and we went out and we built, knowing that we have black owners, black contractors, black investors, and we built this fly ass neighborhood where it's like called this, and when you get in there, this is what they do, and you know every
retail space.
Absolutely.
Right, for sure. And you know what's crazy about that too? There's a whole nother way you could play it too. Remember we talked about like festivals, Coachella, like different things like that. We interviewed the largest black-owned winery, Dozier Vineyards in North Carolina, and what they do, they're sitting on about 125 acres, right? And what they do is they partnered up with the I think the people from Live, I believe it was, and what they're doing, just like how Dreamville has that their festival, that's what they're trying to bring to that specific space. So even we're doing things like that, and you're all into music.
I got an idea on how we could put that together too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we should find a way to work together.
For sure, 100%.
On creative initiatives that benefit our people, put money in our pocket too, but also show people it's possible to do it, and you can do it with us, or you can do it on your own.
For sure.
And if you want to do it, if you just want to do it passively, then we're gonna be the opposite of that guy who I guess took all the money from people. And the reason why I know we can do it is because we all making our own money. So this is not we don't need this to make money.
Nah.
That's why it works. It's when it's how we live.
Right.
I'm like, hey niggas, I need to get a neighborhood. I need to get a fund. I gotta pay my salary because I gotta pay my bills. Nah.
Yeah, that ain't you looking for.
Nah, I'm looking for the brother. And we should. I think that's something that I suggest that we should do.
That'd be dope.
I got the guy. We got Chastity, the center of us. Let's get us all together and let's like look at let's take our time.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's find some acreage.
For sure.
Let's figure out how, and let's like really like do it and show people like how we did it. And I actually know the people I can go to get the money to do it or whatever if we want that.
Right. For sure.
I know what to do. So bro, like we should do that.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Well, y'all hearing it on the
y'all
show
heard it, right? Let's do that.
You're hearing it loud.
If we don't do it, it's on camera. Now y'all not gonna know what we doing because we gonna have AP delete that because we gonna we figured out what we gonna do.
Right. For
but
sure.
that would be
That would be dope. That would be dope. We got people out there who just doing like even 70% of the land that we sell in the rural communities, they're recreational purpose.
Yeah.
Hunting, fishing, camping.
That's what I'm saying. Like
RVing,
bro,
like all that.
Bro, we gonna be business partners.
Right.
I already know it. Chastity, let's figure it out. I want to be like you really talking the language I want to talk. Let's do this.
Right, for sure.
But
100%.
we should do something else.
Yeah.
For the people watching. Like, I'm gonna ask y'all a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would y'all be willing to gift an acre to someone in my community?
You know,
I know
what?
it's a lot to ask. I'm just asking. Would y'all be willing to do something like that?
Because it's you,
Okay.
I'm gonna double that up.
Oh shit.
Here
Okay,
we
let's go.
Here we go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Talk heavy. Talk heavy.
Fuck up, AP. Damn, nigga, at least let's say yes, Lord, when they leave. That's not yes, Lord, in front of them. They gonna be like, this nigga EP was happy. He was praising God. I thought, wait a second, bro. Wait a minute. Look at Chastity. She texted me, yeah, nigga. But she ain't say it out loud. So what you thinking?
So that's what we want to do. You know, we definitely locked in. We definitely talking about doing some things moving forward. So we definitely not just want to give an acre. We want to give 2 acres.
Oh, wow.
And what's going to be so important about this 2 acre giveaway is because the monetary value of this particular 2 acres that we're giving away is going to be equivalent to about $20,000. So you can either take the 2 acres or you can cash out.
No, they're going to. Well, let's talk about that. They don't want that shit. They don't want that shit.
Right.
You know, like maybe we just give them $1,000. Hey, this is a gift. We could like, you know, I don't want to do that, but
right.
So I like that. So we're going. So the Dreamers community. Shout out to Lala. She's in here. I got a Dreamers member. By the way, all my Dreamers can pull up when you in the community. They be just popping up and shit. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like they like cousins and shit.
Right.
But my Dreamers community, the God Squad. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do a giveaway of 2 acres.
2 acres.
But what I think we should do is we have to kind of tie it to what you guys do, right? We just can't give it away on some lottery shit. Okay. We got to, you know, make it fun, gamify it a little. So maybe we should do a class where y'all teach how to do it, and then maybe find 3 questions to pay attention if you was listening to see if they really paying attention, and we reward that person. Because if we reward that person, we don't have to worry about them picking the money. They're gonna pick the acres because they was like, no, I know what's going on.
Right, for sure.
So I think so. Let's take the money off the table. We won't take that.
Right.
We don't get nobody the money.
Right.
Now because we're training them to be pieces of shit. We're basically saying, take the win or take the piece of shit answer.
Right.
Nah, nigga, we trying to show people how to really win. And if we don't take, and whoever this person is, we have to follow that journey and show what they did with the acres and how it, so we have to do that.
Yeah,
document the process.
So now people can see, damn, because the reality is that the only difference between the people that we loved and looked up to and us is that the people we loved and looked up to changed lives. Whether it's Oprah, whether it's Jay, whether it's Beyonce, that presence alone has changed the way the world sees, the way people that look like them see the world. So they already changed lives. So we're gonna change someone's life, and we gotta document that. So I'm gonna set it up. We're gonna, Chastity, let's figure out how we're gonna do this, right? We'll probably shoot some promo or something. I wanna figure out how we're gonna do this, but I wanna open it up, and I wanna tell people, we're going to do in a Dreamers community. You got to be a member, and we're going to give 2 acres of land away. Is it 1, 2? I like 1, 2 better than giving somebody 2. I like 1, 1. And the reason why I like that is because let's change 2 lives. All I wanted was 1 anyway. So you gave me 2. So now instead of changing 1 life twice, let's just change 2 lives once.
So that'll be 2 winners.
2 winners.
2 winners,
one giveaway.
and one giveaway,
Gotcha.
and they gotta listen to you. They gotta go through the curriculum from the test, and whoever we ask the questions to know if they're paying attention, is whoever says it first, jump up first, hand sign first. That's what's gonna win it. Lala, you're in the room while we're doing it, so you. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Lala, the God Squad's gonna find this out later, huh? You said what? I said me and Lala gonna win this. What? No. It's gonna be, everybody's gonna be, and we'll do a Zoom, right? Through the Dreamers community, right? No, because we're gonna ask the questions like Family Feud.
You can do it's called, what's it, Quizify, something like that, where people can scan it and they can hit the code and tally up the score. So whoever's at the top will show you at the very end.
Yeah, see, that's why we like him. So I actually like that better because now we can ask 10 questions.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what we're gonna do, guys. Give you our question, and only people in the community. But I'm gonna open it up for the Dreamers broadcast. They'll be able to watch.
Okay.
Because it's like, it's 2,000 people in there, but the community people are the only people who will be able to win. So if you are, even if, by the way, everybody who's going to watch is going to win because you're going to teach them how to do it themselves.
That's
For sure.
That's right.
So
That's
nobody
right.
loses. So I really like this idea, like, and I feel like we should like almost like take this shit on the road.
For sure.
I got the TV show. Listen, we gonna rock.
Right. Yeah. For sure. For
I know
sure.
the agents.
For
I know
sure.
everybody. Like I know the showrunners. Like
Right.
let's really sit down and
sure.
formulate
Let's
what
work.
this looks like. I
Right,
want to
right.
show it because we need more superheroes in our community.
For sure.
And ain't nobody been doing it. Everybody just been like getting. No, they just not just that. They keep speaking about generational wealth, but they're not putting no generational action behind it. Right. And to me, I feel like I know y'all get busy. I get busy. I know my bro gets busy. I'm gonna call him and see if he's down. And bro, I want to have a neighborhood or 2 or 3 in the next 36 months.
For sure.
4 years. Like,
Yes,
and I
sir.
believe we could do it.
Yes, sir.
Based on how he moves, how y'all move, how I move.
Yes, sir.
It'll actually probably be a cheat code.
It is a
talk.
cheat code.
It would probably like fuck people up because it's like, how y'all do that? And I think we filmed the whole process.
Right. Document the whole journey.
That's the show.
That's a fact.
Acres
We
and Move
document-
Makers, the
Yep.
show.
Acres
Right.
and Move Makers. I love that. Let's give it up for that.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
And I'm glad that people watch this. And I want to call this the Culture Report because we're talking agriculture, and I want Black people to understand that is we have to be in all facets of economics, spaces. And if we're not talking to each other like this, we won't. And I know there are people that want to. We gotta hold off on that because I feel like we could really us, y'all, and then the fourth piece, my bro.
Yes, sir.
I feel like we could really fucking change this whole world.
Yeah,
my
for
nigga.
sure. For
I
sure.
feel like we could just
100%.
change. We could be the faces of what generational moves look like.
For sure. 100%.
People don't know too
100%.
is we are agriculture.
Exactly.
Real talk.
Yeah, I already know.
Yeah.
So we got our move, man. So where can everybody find y'all at?
Follow us on all social media platforms at Acre Boyzz, ACREBOY, 2 Z's. two
Okay,
Z's.
Acre Boyzz. By the way, put this across the screen. Matter of fact, put it across the screen the whole time. Y'all are too essential, and I want y'all to know, brother, like y'all are essential as fuck, and I want to do everything in my power to help essential people in our community. Because I told 2020, I tell people, I'm like, when in 2020, I was like, man, I made enough money to retire. And I was like, I kind of retired for one day. And I was like, okay, now I'm unretiring today.
Right.
Because the first retirement was from me. My first goal was to change me and my family's life. Because I think that's when most superheroes go wrong. They don't change themselves. If you're a superhero, save yourself first. You know what I mean? Like, people like these guys were out here just doing all this work and wasn't getting paid.
Real talk.
You got to get paid.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
You got it, money, because money. You can't have a movement without money.
For sure.
So for me, it's like just been trying to figure out like what to do, and like, bro, y'all are really like, seriously, my nigga, like we're gonna do something because I really love what y'all doing.
For sure.
And I know how to, and I feel like I could take what y'all doing to a larger scale by speaking to other people, and I feel like we can do that. Like I would what would a neighborhood in Philly designed by Uzi look like?
Right.
Like that's how I'm thinking. Like
Right.
Like if the marathon is continue, then what's the next level of the marathon? We've already shown that we can make money. We've already shown that we can be billionaires. We've done that, but how can we show everybody?
Right.
How can we show not even everybody, people that want it, that come from where we come from, that are sitting in their house like, man, if I just had a fucking idea, opportunity,
Right.
let's be the guys to give it to them.
For sure.
Sure.
100% with that. 100%.
Well, go ahead. You can speak. I was gonna close it out, but if you got something to say, the floor is yours. 'Cause I'm just like really proud of y'all.
Yeah, man. I just think it's imperative for everybody to know. Like we said before, I just want to close out by saying this. A lot of people are familiar with a lot of different asset classes, but most don't know how to monetize land, and that's what we're here to give you another viewpoint. And it comes from people that look like you. So I just wanted to double down on that.
And before I close it out, you guys have an event coming up on June 8th. I want to make sure we plug that.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Definitely. We're having
Definitely.
our first land seminar. It's called The Secrets to Soil, June 8th, right here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Where y'all doing it at?
We're doing it at what is the place called?
Rome
It's
Galleria,
called Rome
something like that,
Galleria
yeah.
in Cumberland.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So definitely come attend that. You're gonna learn a lot. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about a lot. It's gonna be some guest speakers. We'll be there. Perhaps you'll be
I'm about to
there.
ask, can I come?
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm being honest,
Hands
we
down.
all coming. Okay, we coming.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
we be
for
a
sure.
part of it?
For sure.
Chastity said we a part of it. So
Absolutely.
I guess I want to guest speakers. Let's go. I want to guest speakers.
100%.
Yeah, I want to guest speakers. So yeah, okay. Yeah, and I'm about to say, yeah, whatever. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we gonna put
Okay.
this together. So let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Acre
Yeah, for sure.
Boyzz is doing the
Secrets to Soil.
Secrets of Soil.
Yes, sir.
And we're coming. Can people and can I'm asking this now. Y'all might tell me, Ray, you got damn now.
Right.
But can the Dreamers community members be invited also?
Sure.
Okay,
100%.
Because the ones that here in Atlanta, see, look, one clap. She clapped for that. Lala, like, I want to come, but can I? Yeah. So you know,
sure.
and not only a few of them live in Atlanta, but I would love to just say to them,
For sure.
because I feel like they're gonna be excited, but I want them to know why, who y'all are.
Right, for sure.
And to me, that's everything.
For sure.
So man, listen, brother, like I'm shaking y'all hand, nigga. We locked in.
Yes,
nigga.
sir.
We
100%.
locked in, nigga.
100%. Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and Aaron
Yes,
on
sir.
camera. So yeah, I'm gonna put it together. I gotta call mate to do that. This is something that is exciting. So let's give it up for the Acre Boyzz one more time.
Appreciate
And
y'all.
man,
Appreciate y'all.
y'all brothers are doing God's work. And to me, it's like there's nothing better than helping yourself, but at the same time doing God's work.
That's right.
And that's why I want to work with y'all, because it's like I want to get paid, but I want to help as many as I can while helping myself.
For sure. Absolutely. 100%.
And that's what superheroes do. So
100%.
this is the Culture Report presented by the God Show. These are the Acre Boyzz. This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee. Shout out to Two Lost Distribution. Shout out to Toten Carry. Shout out to Yoko Vaca, and shout out to Lareco. I forgot to say Lareco. Shout out to Lareco, my other sponsor, my sister's company. Amazing sense, incredible. And shout out to y'all for watching this. And I hope to see y'all June 8th. If y'all come up to us and say y'all did the show, y'all actually seen the show, I'm gonna find a way to incorporate y'all into something we're doing. But you gotta have said you've seen the show, and I'm gonna ask you a question about it too.
For sure.
You better be ready.
For sure. For
This
sure.
is the Culture Report. This is the God Show. We are out. Let's go.
Peace, y'all.